Joshi didn't like dancing. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom February 12th, 2022, available on Stardom World. This show was one of the more low-key shows for Stardom, but there was one major change that took place after the main event. A defection from Cosmic Angels to Donna Del Mondo, which further deepened the feud between Tom Nakano and Julia. This was a multi-camera show with no commentary. We started with a three-way match between Hanan, Momo Kogo, and Saki Kashima. Hanan and Momo Kogo have an upcoming match for the Future of Stardom belt on the 23rd, so this match was a mini preview. To start the match, Hanan and Momo Kogo focused on Saki Kashima, hitting her with a flurry of forearms before she bailed to the outside. Hanan then turned her attention to Momo, putting her in a Boston Crab. Saki came back into the ring and hit both Hanan and Momo with Momo's peach blowhorn. Then Saki was double teamed. This was pretty much the pattern of the match. When all three were in the ring, the Stars members ganged up on Saki Kashima, and when she was dealt with, they attacked each other. In a weird way, this helped Saki, because she could pick her spots to attack, and when it got to be a bit too much, she bailed and let the Stars members beat each other up. After Saki Kashima dealt with Hanan using an uppercut palm strike, she focused on Momo Kogo. After trading pin attempts, Saki hit Momo with a suplex, a kick to the head, and then the Mai emblem, Saki Kashima's version of the kill switch, for the pinfall win. The wily Odatai member got the win against Stars. The second match on the card was a tag match between Donna Del Mondo and Cosmic Angels. For DDM, we had Maika and Himeka versus Cosmic Angels Waka Tsukiyama and Mina Shirakawa. Throughout the match, when Waka was in, Maika and Himeka almost had their way with the smaller, less experienced wrestler. But the same could not be said when Mina was in. Waka Tsukiyama wanted to start for her team against Maika. It didn't go well for Waka. Waka was overpowered, shoulder tackled, and at one point Maika and Himeka were having fun body slamming Waka over and over. When Mina was in the match, the fight was a bit more even. That isn't to say Waka Tsukiyama was dominated the whole time. There was a section in the match where she was able to get the advantage over Himeka, but it was short-lived. Himeka made Waka pay the price. After being hit by 4 lariats and the JP coaster, Waka was pinned by Himeka for the pinfall win. Waka Tsukiyama is a great babyface in peril. She makes great faces when getting beat up that makes you sympathize with her. She may be a bit too good at it though. I don't know if she will ever win matches. The next match was a trios match, Kaguma, Hazuki, and Miyu Iwatani versus the team of Ruaka, Starlight Kid, and Momo Watanabe. In a pre-match promo, Mayu said she missed the previous show because of back tightness, and this would play into the match. Starlight Kid and Kaguma started the match for their teams and put on a mini high-speed match to start before Kaguma was able to get the Kuma clutch on Starlight Kid for the barriers. Odatai's tactics then started and would happen throughout the match. When Mayu was in for her team, Odatai targeted Mayu's back, which was taped up, and at one point, Ruaka's box introduced itself to Mayu's face when she was going to dive to the outside. But one thing about Mayu Iwatani is she can take a beating, and almost gets stronger the more punishment she takes. After isolating Ruaka, Star's teamwork won them the day. An assisted shotgun dropkick followed by a top corner moonsault got the pin for Mayu Iwatani over Ruaka. This was a good match between good wrestlers, but there aren't really any currently active stories between them, so it felt a bit empty. Starlight Kid is currently headlining the high-speed scene, while Mayu is going for the red belt. Mayu Iwatani vs Starlight Kid is the feud I am anticipating the most for this year, but it will be a while before it starts in earnest, it seems. The fourth match on the show was another of the preview matches for the Wonder of Stardom white belt match happening on the 23rd between Natsupoi and Saya Kamatani. It was a tag match, Suri with Natsupoi vs Azumi and Saya Kamatani. This was my favorite match on the card. It was hard-hitting, fast, and fun. Saya Kamatani and Natsupoi started with a test of strength, and the taller Saya won. But Natsupoi showed off her core strength, holding a bridge while Saya Kamatani was on top of her. This match felt even throughout. No team really felt like they were winning for long. Azumi and Shuri had great chemistry together, although Azumi has great chemistry with anyone she's in the ring with. Saya Kamatani and Natsupoi also work well when against each other, and they were the two wrestlers in the ring for the end. Spoiler, it was a time limit draw. Both wrestlers tried to get the other down for the 3 count, but just couldn't. Natsupoi had hit her special pin on Saya, but time had expired. The upcoming match between Natsupoi and Saya Kamatani looks like it will be very good. That brings us to the main event, a trios match between Donna Del Mondo and Cosmic Angels. For Donna Del Mondo, we had Julia, Tekla, and Mirai against the Cosmic Angels team of Tam Nakano, Unagi Sayaka, and Mei Sakurai. Pre-match, Tam gave Mei a copy of her autobiography and let her know she believes in Mei. While in her pre-match comments, Julia said Mei had been doing some thinking, and Julia was interested in what she would say. Cosmic Angels did their dance, and this dance is oddly important. Mai Sakurai wanted to start the match for her team, and was in the ring against Julia. It started pretty standard with each exchanging locks and holds. The match itself was good, but there was a section near the end that was a bit stilted. Julia has a bit of a reputation for being hard on rookies and not making it easy on them. Mei is probably the least experienced member on the roster, and her and Julia couldn't get on the same page. Mei struggled to hit a slam leg drop combo move on Julia. This frustrated Julia, so she did the same move on Mei as if to show her how it is done better. The rest of the match was good, but that section did overshadow the match. Julia did get the win for her team after hitting Mei Sakurai with the Glorious Driver 2 for the 3 count. The real fireworks were after the match. Julia got in the mic and asked Mei what she decided. Tam looked a bit confused about this question, but Mei got on the mic to explain. Mei said when Julia attacked her last November while wearing a Momo mask, she asked her to join Donna Del Mondo. Mei has thought about it, and she decided she did want to join Julia and leave Cosmic Angels. This enraged Tam, and she accused Julia of stealing Mei Sakurai. Mei Sakurai responded that she came to be a wrestler in Stardom and not practice dancing. Tam yelled she would never forgive Mei Sakurai or Julia for this. This was the first defection out of Cosmic Angels history. The saga of Tam Nakano versus Julia continues and went up a level. Donna Del Mondo is huge now with 8 members. Overall, it was a good show, but if you are short of time, I would watch the 4th match and the post-match of the main event. The next Stardom show was on the 13th and headlined with an SWA title match between the current champ Tekla and Saki Kashima. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom, February 12th, 2022. Thanks for listening.